On this episode of the Procedurally Generated Show, Tony rearranges his village and Ethan builds a river. We talk about the week's biggest news and answer your questions. Well, howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Procedurally Generated Show. I'm your host, Tony, and joining me this week, we've got Ethan.
Tony going off script? Wow.
Going off script?
Yeah, you went off the script.
That's because I didn't have it written.
I mean, I added to it and you just ignored it.
Well, yeah, a little bit.
You're improvising there.
We are recording a day early.
I might be editing a day early.
That doesn't mean it's going to go up a day early, though. I mean, it may,
Yeah.
but nobody will know.
I'll know.
It's true, you would. And I guess technically anybody that, if they looked at the date the video was published, they'd probably know as well. But,
Oh, I don't know, because it's usually like private and then I switch it over. Well,
yeah, I don't
yeah.
know when I don't know.
Whenever I switch it over to public, it shows up in the thing as posted like 1 minute ago. Whenever I switch back to my YouTube to grab the link for the show on the website.
Okay, there you go.
So now you know, and knowing is half the power. The other half is cheddar.
It's an interesting combination.
Yeah, I don't know where I came up with it.
Is there like anything cheese related sitting around you?
There was a cheeseburger in front of me about 2 hours ago.
It must have been a very good cheeseburger then.
Well, I was eating that while watching The Boys.
How was that?
Well, I was taking a bite just as a certain event happened that got very bloody. So bloody. So I had to process some stuff going on at that moment.
I can imagine. Yeah, I've seen the previews for the show, and it looks interesting. I don't know if it's going to be one that I end up watching or not. Right now, my wife and I are going completely through Veronica Mars, so we can be ready for season 4 now that it's out. But I have forgotten anything that happened in those first 3 seasons, and I never watched the Veronica Mars movie, so I need to get caught up on Veronica Mars.
That's like more Veronica Mars than I've ever seen.
That show's pretty good.
I've never seen
really
any of it.
It's good. I think last week, Ethan, you and I said we're going to be playing Dragon Quest for a while, and I think that's what both of us played this week.
It is.
So I put a bunch more time into it. Still haven't gotten to the point where I can unlock multiplayer yet, though.
You're getting close.
I think I'm very close. From what you've told me, I'm very close.
You're on the precipice of it, right there. It's like right there. You just got to do that one other thing, and you'll have it.
So like I've gotten to the point now where I've finished the first island, rebuilt the big giant tree.
Okay.
Which was really cool. It completely ruined my village, by the way, when that happened.
Yeah, I was guessing that would happen.
Yeah, it did. And I had to go back and dig some holes where the water's coming down from the tree because I had filled in that entire moat. Well, not the entire, about half of the moat.
I filled in the entire thing.
See, I had done about half of it because I had put my sugarcane farm there.
Oh, yeah.
In that moat. But yeah, so when the water was falling down, it had basically just flooded my village, so I had to go and dig some holes for the water to fall into. And then for the last couple of nights, I've been doing the stuff back on your original island where you first land.
Because there's still more to do there because you need resources.
There's a lot of stuff to do there now. Once you finish that first island, you rebuild the tree, you go back, and then you have to build a flipping river.
Yeah.
Like, you have to build a river, you have to build a meadow, and you have to build a jungle. I didn't think those were things you could actually build. I thought those were things that occurred naturally. But
Well,
no,
I mean, you're kind of placing an item there, and then the worm makes the work happen.
that's true. Um, but I had to figure out the best place to put my meadow. I put the jungle or put the forest right next to the meadow, so they're touching each other. Um,
Yeah,
and
I
then
still haven't found a good place. I just threw it down and said, that's good.
well, yeah, really all you need to do is just put it down anywhere. I'm assuming at some point you're going to end up covering this whole area with grass and trees and all
You have
kinds
to
of
do it
stuff. So
manually, so that's annoying. So but I guess I could.
yeah,
I guess you can just make a whole bunch of those. Uh, I don't know what those green balls are called, but
worm food
yeah, just make a bunch
or
of worm
the
food and throw it down in various areas and hope for the best.
yeah, but it only fills in like a 9 by 9 area when you do that. So it's going to take a lot of worm food for you to fill up that whole area.
Yeah,
But while in the process of building the river, you actually have to go off to another island and do stuff while they dig up, an area of the river that's been blocked. Uh, and so I went to that other island, and I actually spent an hour just wandering around that island, finishing that whole scavenger hunt checklist of like 30 items that you're supposed to find.
it's actually 20, maybe 24.
And I found all of them but one,
Mm-hmm.
and spent like half an hour looking for this one thing.
And you realize it's on the side of the cliff.
No, it was in the tops of a tree. It wasn't
Oh,
the leaves. There's a branch that's sticking out that I had missed. Um,
the branch.
so I had to go back. Once I did that, I then was able. I now have infinite grass and infinite wood,
Nice.
so I don't have to worry about harvesting for those materials anymore.
Go to the other island and you can get infinite fibers
Yeah,
and what's the other thing? The what cable or something? I don't know what it's called.
I don't know.
But those are like your bread and butter for the early stuff, and that helps especially when you go to the next island,
Yeah,
the next story island.
they've mentioned the next story island, but I haven't gone there yet. I'm gonna go because while you're doing the river, it unlocks two small explorer islands or explorer some. I don't remember exactly what
They're
they're called.
randomly generated islands every time you visit. So if you find something somewhere, it's not going to be in that same spot next time because it might be that area might just be water. You don't know.
Okay, yeah. But I've unlocked two of those. I did one, got the chickens that one of my villagers wanted.
Yes,
Um, I had two chickens follow me around on this giant scavenger hunt.
I think you can have up to 5.
So, and I thought about doing that, just having a train of chickens following me around the island.
You can assign them bedrooms and beds.
Really?
Yes.
I don't have any buildings on my island yet, so I need to go
My,
back and
my
build.
chickens just wander the countryside. There's all these eggs out there now, just in the wild.
See, I think I'm going to actually build a pen to put the chickens in. If they'll stay. I don't know if they'll stay in a pen.
They
Like
will
if
when you
I
close them off in there.
like I don't want to put a top on it. I don't want them to be caged chickens, but I want to have a fenced in area that they have to stay in. I don't know if they'll stay in
You're
a
raising
fenced
those
in
free
area.
range chickens, man.
My free range chickens are going to be very uh, confined into a space. I don't want them free ranging all over the island.
Have you gone to the next island?
No, I haven't done the second one yet, and I haven't done the second story island yet.
The second random island?
No, I haven't done that yet.
You get to pet the dog.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can pet the chickens because that's how you get them to follow you. Um, I also beat one of the saber cats, and I now have a giant saber cat statue.
Yeah.
I want to be able to ride one now, though, because I know you can do
Put
it.
that near like where the beds are and stuff, or where the villagers will be going to, and
Yeah,
they'll stand there, admire it, and throw down hearts.
nice.
Yeah.
Those hearts are important currency too. That's how you travel anywhere you want to go. The
It's how you unlock the random islands and unlock special recipes to build other things.
that ship's captain is very keen on getting the hearts that the villagers drop. That's what he wants to be paid in.
He is paid in love.
He is paid in love. Um, the first bits of DLC dropped today too. I grabbed the free one.
Yeah, the knickknacks pack.
Yeah, which is three little pieces that you can build. I can't use them yet. It hasn't unlocked them. It says you'll be able to use these when you get to a certain point in the story, and I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Okay.
I almost I told you earlier today I wasn't going to do it, but I almost bought the DLC for this. I said I don't think I need this DLC, but man, I almost did it. And it was because when we had talked earlier today, I hadn't seen some of the stuff that you could build with the DLC recipes. But then I was like, man, I gotta have that modern texture pack. Like I gotta, so I can build giant skyscrapers with couches and amazing looking televisions or something.
See, there's the modernist pack that comes out August 9th for $10.
Mhm.
Aquarium pack comes out August 2nd for $10. The how do I say this?
Like the
Hodo.
yeah,
Either one of those stuff pack, and that came out today for
that
six
came out today.
dollars.
And that opens a new island that you can go and get all these
Oh,
resources from. So
it's not bad.
that was part of what prompted me to think maybe I want to get this, but I haven't done it yet.
Like, if it's giving me the unlimited resource thing, that's going to be great. If not, well, then I'm going to research this first before I even think about it.
Yeah, I want to see more of what comes in the aquarium pack because I know there's a lot of stuff you can actually build an aquarium and then go and find animals in the world and bring them back to your aquarium, and
Really?
that actually sounds really interesting.
I was just going to dig a hole filled with water and build a hole with glass windows and fill it with water.
But it's that the one that came out today and the modern one sound very much sort of like texture packs for Minecraft. I mean, it's not exactly what it is because it's not changing the look of the thing. It's just giving you new items.
So I guess instead of just building your regular wood block, it's like, now you can build this other wood block, right?
Yeah, that looks like a couch, like a modern couch.
These blocks you're building look like couches.
And they also give you some sunglasses.
Really?
Some like aviator looking sunglasses that you can wear.
Those are the best.
So I'm tempted. I'm a little tempted to pick up the DLC for the game, but I want to get further. I want to finish the game before I even worry about that stuff. At least finish the story and then have a chance to play around with the multiplayer.
Okay.
So
I honestly spent more time playing Destiny 2 this week than I did Dragon Quest, but I ended up finishing the second island. I don't know if I mentioned that last week. I think I might have used footage while I was doing that stuff from there.
yeah,
So I finished the second island. That boss fight was a lot more rough compared to the first islands.
really.
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't think the first boss fight was very hard at all.
It wasn't hard. That's why this one's so much more rough. It's like it's like an actual challenge, but as soon as you figure out what's going on there, it's just a little easier, and just bear with it, I guess.
I do like these sort of ending boss fights better than the first games, though.
Oh gosh, that first boss fight really just. You had to get like a super rare material to build this wall, and they don't tell you that it's going to be this huge wall, and you're thinking, oh, so I need to build an entire wall around my village of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it just took so much material just to get that one piece. I built 3 of them.
Yeah.
And then you have to move this wall around that. This is for the first Dragon Quest builders, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just kind of going on a tangent here, so feel free to ignore me, but... So you throw this big chunk of wall for this monster, I forget what it was, to throw something at it and it would reflect back at it? Right.
Something like that.
It it almost seemed like a waste of time. I mean, for me
Yeah,
it was because I built three of the stupid things.
these just seem like, you know what? We're going to give you a giant monster to fight now. And you don't have to try to figure out any kind of weird puzzle. You don't have to build anything special. It's just going to be a giant fight against a huge horde of monsters.
Oh,
And
what I do adore on this is the change from the first game to this one is the monsters that attack your village only come from one direction every time.
yes,
That
yeah.
is that's a lifesaver because
And
the first game
it
you had
points you in the right direction at the
exactly.
beginning of the fight. So,
Yeah, but I mean, like the first game is like, hey, your village is under attack. It's like, from which direction are we going here? I need to
yeah,
know.
they don't
And
tell you.
you had to build like defenses around your base as well. So it's like, all right, well, I got all these defenses. They're gonna just break through them eventually. And if I run through there, it's gonna hurt me as well. So you had to deal with that. This one, maybe that stuff is there. I don't know. It might be on the third island. Haven't got there yet.
Yeah,
But I haven't had to deal with it. And in the end, that's the important part.
yeah. They're so much better than that first game.
I actually ended up just digging a moat where the monsters were coming from, like 3 or 4 blocks deep,
Oh yeah.
about 3 or 4 blocks wide. Most of the monsters wouldn't even make it to the village. They just it's like, hey, they're coming. Nope, they're drowning. But it
That
does
makes
go
it
to it
very
does
easy to fight them.
well. It slows you down if you go in the water. So,
Yeah.
but they're slowed down too. The only downside is if you just leave them over there, no one's gonna go fight them. So you lose out on XP doing that.
You know, it's not a big deal because you can get that back pretty quickly
Yeah,
by
but
just going out and fighting random monsters.
I mean, you're not gonna be like level 20 by the time you get to the second boss. Then you'll have to go and fight those dragons that respawned afterwards for the 900 XP each.
I haven't found those yet. I need to go look for those guys.
Yeah, they're on the second island.
Okay.
Speaking of that, the random islands, have you found any of the special people on those?
Special people?
Yeah, there's just like random little barns or building.
Uh, I did find on the first one with the chicken, I did find a guy, I think his name is Grant,
Okay.
something like that. He was just laying on the ground. I thought he was dead. I walked up to him and said, "Hey man, are you dead?" And he just jumped up and said, "Hey, I want to come to your island." I
Yeah.
was like, "Okay."
Did it say anything about them being a contest winner?
No,
Oh. It's like
I don't
mine.
think
I
so.
found a guy named Josh, and he had like this really super nice setup. It's like this guy is like one of the 100 winners. This is his build. Very nice build. I'm jealous that he didn't build my farm.
Yeah.
Downside is you can't take any of that stuff with you. It just disappears as soon as you break it. But I mean, that guy ended up at my village, so that's cool.
Yeah, I have 5 crops that I can grow and eggs that people can eat. So I want to find some more stuff. And I don't think there's a lot more that you can grow in terms of food and stuff.
Uh, I did find vegetables on the second island that cost more than unlock. So I think there was two different things to eat over there that I didn't have originally.
Okay. I'll have to check that out because I want to go to that island before I go to the second story island because I know that
Yes.
once I hit that, it's going to take a long time and I'm not going to be able to leave.
Well, yeah, you want to do those before you go to your next island, so you have that infinite resource.
Yeah.
Which I look forward to the next 4 resources I get that are infinite based on what I just did, because that's going to be amazing.
I do know that the second island is all about like metal and stuff.
Hmm.
So I'm guessing we'll get like iron and copper and
Copper, iron, silver, gold.
okay. All right. I am looking forward to that. As soon as we're done with the show, I'm probably going to go hit that second random island, get all that stuff, and then head to the story island.
Awesome.
So, all right. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we move on to the news?
Uh, Apparently this version is like the worst Switch game or something, from what you said.
It's Well, that's not entirely true. Digital Foundry did a thing today on Dragon Quest Builders 2. And in terms of user generated content, if you're going to any of that stuff and you're seeing those things, then yes, those things can bog the system down to where you're running at like 5 to 7 frames a second. Um,
Hmm.
because people build so much really interesting stuff with crazy see-through water, tons of trees, and huge tall buildings, and all of those things are just taxing on the system. Um, if you're looking at those, the story itself, any of the actual story mode of the game runs perfectly. It runs beautifully. 30 frames a second. I haven't run into any slowdown at all during story bits, um, with maybe a couple of small exceptions when there's like 30 enemies on the screen at one time.
Yeah.
But that's it, and that doesn't happen. That almost never happens. It's very rare that happens. And
I'll give it
when it
time.
does, when it does, the so far it's been like ants, and those are enemies that are super easy to kill, and so the enemy count drops very quickly. The frame rate comes back up very quickly. Um, but for the most part, it's running beautifully. It's smooth.
Cool.
It's really good. It's just, and I haven't seen any of that user generated content yet. So outside of the pictures on the menu screens or the loading screens, that's it. So I haven't had a chance to see how it bogs the system down. Um, but I don't think I'll be doing a ton of going to visit other people's islands anyway,
Yeah,
aside from like yours.
yeah, and I'll probably
Um,
see yours a couple of times.
and that'll be it for my interaction with other players.
I wonder if I can give you the metal hammer.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess we can try to find out as soon as you unlock it.
As soon as I unlock multiplayer, you'll be the first one to know.
Cool.
So, all right. Well, I guess we can take a quick break here. We will come back and we will talk about the news.
Don't worry, the news is not Dragon Quest.
Nope.
Alright, let's find some Dragon Quest news.
Okay, Ethan, I don't know if you've experienced this, but a lot of people have, including me, both of my sets of Joy-Cons, not just one of them, but all four of my Joy-Cons, both left, both right, have experienced Joy-Con drift.
Well, if you take better care of your stuff, it won't break.
It's not because I don't take care of my stuff. Uh, um, Nintendo this week, in an internal memo went around, and this leaked online, that Nintendo was going to be offering free repair on Joy Cons for anybody that was experiencing Joy-Con drift. Uh, and so when that news came out, I immediately contacted Nintendo. Said, you know what? I got some Joy Cons that are drifting. I could send them your way. You could fix them, and that would be awesome. And I got earlier today email confirmation that I have received my shipping label, so I will be sending my Joy-Cons off very soon to get them fixed.
I mean, I don't know
Uh,
about you, but I heard kids love to drift.
uh, it's true.
Just cue Deja Vu right now.
It's true. I do have one set of Joy-Cons I won't be able to send in because I took them apart, and that kind of voids any warranty you might have had on those controllers when you take them apart.
Does it
So,
really? I mean, is it obvious?
yeah, they're in clear purple
Yeah, no, I
shells,
mean, if
and
they weren't in the purple shells, would it be obvious?
probably not. I
Hmm.
mean, they might be able to see that somebody's fiddled with the screws a little bit because the screws are kind of soft, and if you're not careful, you'll strip them
Oh.
really easily. Um, but other than that, probably not. I mean, if you took a Joy-Con apart, replace the analog stick, and put it back together, they may never know because the replacement analog sticks look exactly like the ones that Nintendo has in theirs. So um, probably not. But if you are experiencing any kind of Joy-Con drift, Nintendo has said that they will repair those for free. They have come out and confirmed this news that yes, They will do it for free. So you just give them a call, set up a support ticket on their website, support.nintendo.com. They'll send you a shipping label. You send off your Joy-Cons. They'll probably send you brand new Joy-Cons back. I doubt they just fix yours and send you the same ones that you had. Maybe they do. I don't know.
Maybe they just pop the shell off of those and put it on the new ones, and then so it still looks the same.
It's possible. I don't know. My guess is that they're just going to ship you some new Joy-Cons that are the same color.
Probably.
Especially if they've done something with newer Joy-Cons that mitigates this Joy-Con drift issue. They'll just send you some new ones so they don't have to deal with this again in the future with those Joy-Cons.
They're not letting the new Joy-Cons watch any Fast and the Furious or Initial D.
That's probably a good idea.
I mean, it should solve the drift issue if they do that.
It's become detrimental to the Switch for the Joy-Cons to keep drifting. It's really hard to play when the system is spinning in a circle too. So,
and all that burnt rubber smell. Ugh.
Yeah, it's not good. So yeah, if you are experiencing Joy-Con drift, just contact Nintendo. They will replace those for free. You don't have no questions asked.
Do it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, because there's no telling how long this will last.
Kind of like with the Xbox 360 having its repairs and those being free because all of them were breaking right off the line. So
this does come right on the heels of a lawyer announcing that they were putting together a class action lawsuit against Nintendo for the Joy-Con drift issue.
Joke's on him. Nintendo's lawyers are already on the ball. Said, hey, let's do this for free.
Yeah, so there you go. Some games dropped today that were not previously announced to be coming out today.
Oh?
PS4, Xbox One, and Switch all got the first 3 Doom games.
Ooh.
Like old school Doom.
Ooh.
Doom 1, Doom 2, and Doom 3 all dropped on those systems today. 1 and 2 are both $5. Doom 3 is $10.
Makes sense. Doom 3, though, man, that's crazy.
That's a good looking game. I was looking at some screenshots.
I remember when that came out. I was with a... Oh, geez. I think I was running an old Dell computer with 32 megabyte video card.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow I was running that on medium settings. And it had that ultra setting that no one could really use just yet.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That game was a thing.
I've played the first 2. I've never played Doom 3.
I've never really played Doom 2.
But I was looking through those today just to see what they look like on Switch, and Doom 3 looks really nice. Like even for an old game, it looks really good. So, but for $20, you can get all 3 Doom games on modern current systems, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a pretty good stealth release they did.
Yeah. I had heard no rumblings of this, no nothing. They just dropped them today, and people are on Twitter like, Doom's on the Switch, and we're not talking Doom Eternal or Doom 2016. We're talking original Doom.
We're not talking Doom 64. Ugh.
So you might want to go check that out.
I might. I mean, I got Kill la Kill in today, so...
Man,
Kill la Kill if, sorry.
My opinion
and
my want of Fire Emblem is changing, man.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the content of Kill la Kill. Never mind.
No, I might have to pick up Fire Emblem.
Okay.
So, that came out today.
Yeah, I don't think Kill la Kill is a game you want to own.
Probably not. I looked at that and that's not really.
You just had to see that one screenshot and say no.
Yeah, no, thank you. You got a couple bits of news in here. There's another speedrunning marathon happening at the moment.
The European Speedrunner Assembly is happening. I think it's ending in the next. Well, if I could find my schedule that I had open as. Oh, there we go. It ends. It'll be over soonish. Because I have lost my place on that page. Great. Give me a second to find where
So
I'm at on here.
so this is basically GDQ for Europe, right?
Basically, it looks a lot like GDQ, um, like they're like early GDQ where it's not as well organized. They're still having fun with the crowd, with a smaller crowd. They don't even
Hmm.
have a stage where people are up on. It's just the crowd's like immediately behind the people running the game.
Okay.
But they've had some people for some of the big name runners there. I think they had the Mexican runner. He, actually met him at AGDQ. Cool guy. And they had Big John there. I don't know many of the European speed runners, but I'm sure they got some of the bigger names there too. So I mean that's cool.
Yeah. Do they have a goal that they're trying to reach that they
I
announce?
cash wise, I don't know what their goal is right now, and I'm assuming this is American dollars since they use the U.S. dollar symbol on this for some reason. As of this exact moment, they're at $63,190. Assuming U.S., maybe euro or something. I don't know, but
No, they'd be using euros if they were.
yeah, that's why I'm slightly confused by what their dollar choice design is. But this is for the where's the show notes?
Swedish Alzheimer Foundation.
Thank you, that thing. So I mean, it's good that they have a goal for who they're helping.
So is this
Um,
like the first event for this group?
I
Do you
I
know?
don't think it's their first event, but it definitely feels. I mean, if it is a first one, they're uh, doing really well because like they have a very well organized for the crowd they have there. They're also doing the Twitch multi-stream thing
Yeah.
where you can have where you squad streaming. There we go. That's what it is. So if they're running a game that you don't really care about, uh, you can just go to the squad screen and see if there another runner's running another game on near them. That's because they're having like multiple streams being run. It's kind of
That's kind of cool.
yeah, it's kind of cool. I kind of want to see if GDQ is going to adopt that later on, but I don't know how that's going to work announcer wise or anything.
Yeah.
But I kind of look forward to seeing what they do in the future. If they I mean they might become more strict where they don't have the audience like immediately behind them anymore, which I'm sure will happen soonish.
Yeah.
As of this recording right now, they're doing Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time randomizer multi-world co-op. Of course, the randomizer randomizes what items are where and such. The multi-world makes it where part of your items are in someone else's world,
Hmm.
which is why you have to run the co-op.
I'm gonna have to go and check some of this stuff out and see the event for myself because I haven't watched any of it yet.
I'm gonna have to find that YouTube channel if they have one.
Yeah, I hope they do.
If not, I'll see if I can get you the VODs for it on
Okay.
Twitch.
All right. Well then, lastly, there was a new Mega Man game announced.
Yeah, Capcom announced a new Mega Man X game. Mega Man fans from all over the world ears were perked up. They were excited. And then they read the rest of the announcement where it said for mobile. And so they started sharpening the torches and lighting the pitchforks.
That seems really
Well,
harsh.
we're just so angry we can't pay attention to that.
Gotta have sharp torches.
Exactly. It's like vampires don't want to mess with you when you got a sharp torch.
That's true. It's true.
It's like fire and stabby. No way, man.
So, is
Heartburn
this
to the
actually
10th degree.
is this actually like a new Mega Man X game, or is this a re-release of an
Uh,
older one? Do you know?
I do know they have the return of like that first stage for Mega Man X from what I've seen. It was announced by Capcom Taiwan. This is Mega Man X Dive, capital D, lowercase I, capital V, capital E. Sorry if it sounded like I said two E's there. I'm trying not to choke right now. It's described as an action RPG for iOS and Android that's currently in development. So, I mean, there's not too much to go off of right now, but it does look better than the Maverick Hunter X, in my opinion, on the few screenshots I've seen. But there's like it looks like there's limits to your power ability on there, like your Buster Shot and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how to feel about any of this really just yet. But maybe, just maybe, Capcom will say, hey, we made Mega Man 11, why not make a Mega Man X9?
I think people would be okay with that.
They would.
So, well, all right. That, Ethan, will be the show for this week. So, thank you for being here for Dragon Quest Part 2.
Oh, man, I'm sure I can talk about something different next week, probably.
Oh, no. Tune in next week for Dragon Quest Part 3.
Oh, gosh. Just wait till we get Shannon in on that.
Oh, man. Then it could really be the Dragon Quest show. I'd be okay with that.
I'm sure you would.
I'd be okay. All right. Thank you for being here.
Oh, we didn't end the show yet?
Now we have. If you want to reach out to us, we have tons of new ways to do so. You can email us at podcast@procegent.com. That's PROCGENT.com. You can send us a voicemail if you want by clicking on the voicemail link on the right side of the website. You can send us voicemails up to 90 seconds in length, and we'll play those on future episodes of the show and respond to the questions that you have. If you like what we do here, you can now support us on Patreon, patreon.com/pgint. Patreon supporters will get a video version of the podcast a day early. These will normally go out on Tuesdays. Patreon supporters will get them on Monday. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/progenint. Check out our YouTube channel that we've got and see the content we've got going on up there. And then we still do have the Facebook group where you can interact with us on a daily basis as well.